This is my stretching series that I do. Stretching has always been kind of very important to my training, and even when I'm not able to train as much, I have found that if I can at least get my stretching in, it helps to kind of make me feel better, especially like when you're stressed and stuff like this, like we're going through now. You know, sometimes you may feel like you can't do forms in your living room, you know, it's hard. But I've found that as long as I can keep the dog and the kids off me, I can find that time, I can at least sit on the floor and stretch. So my philosophy on stretching is you're teaching the muscle to relax, you're teaching yourself to relax. So it's not just about, you know, the muscles. And I hear people say things like, oh, you know, you have to rip the muscle to get gain. And I always feel like, well, you know, damaged muscles don't really heal with full range. So I don't really understand that philosophy. There may be some science to that, but I've found that for me, it's more about teaching myself to relax in it and to kind of go slowly. So what I do is I will go without, you know, warming up much. And, you know, I mean, if it's a cold room, you know, you want to raise the temperature of the room and stuff, but I will begin slow and low. And the key here is to not go super duper fast, not push yourself too hard. You really got to know your body. So I go really slow, and then I work my way into it. So if I am going to start from, you know, a standing position, I'll just put my feet shoulder width apart. I'm going to hang down. You hang down. Don't worry about pulling or anything like that. Just let the weight of your body or the weight of your gravity do its thing. And of course the dog wants to bark right now, so this is going to be a problem because she likes the attention. So we'll see if she's going to calm down or if I'm going to have to stop to split her out. Anyway, so I'm just going to hang down. Nice and easy. Okay, feet shoulder width apart. I'll let my feet slide out. I found the muscles on the outsides and insides of your legs require a lot more attention than like your hamstrings and your quads, because those get lots of range of motion. Most people can kick above their head with a front kick, where maybe they can't do that with a roundhouse kick, and it's because the muscles on the outside and inside of your legs were not designed to do that. So if you want that range of motion on a lot of the kicks that we do, you kind of just have to work it. Now again, I'm just letting my feet slide out as gravity lets them. I'm not trying to push them or anything like that. I'm just going to hang down and breathe. And let my feet slide out. And hold them there when they're comfortable, you know, to a point where they're comfortable. Okay, once I get to the point where I feel like they're going to just be where they're at, then we just walk back and kind of sit down. Okay, so hopefully at this angle you can see my legs. My feet, toes are up, my legs are out. Now you want to be out, have your legs out and straight. So if I can't at this width keep my knees straight, then I'm going to bring them in. Okay, because it's really important for me to stretch it properly. So I don't want to hurt myself, and I haven't done any warm-ups or anything, you know, I'm just kind of warming it up as I go. So I don't want to pull it, I'm going to go nice and slow. And if it's too much, then I'm going to bring my feet in. Make sure that your knees are as flat as they could naturally be. Before the dog interrupted, here's where we're at. Okay, I'm just letting these muscles, again, relax. They're outstretched. I've always had hip pain, too. And I just found that the hips need work. These bands over here need work, and in here. And again, when I say work, I really don't mean work. I just mean, you know, as I said, teaching them how to kind of relax. So we are right here at a comfortable position. So from here, I'm just going to take a deep breath in, and kind of as I exhale, I'm going to just ease forward. Now again, you know, if this is as far as you go, naturally, don't go any further. Don't try to be like bouncing and pushing and like, you know, you don't want to rip the muscle. You don't want to risk that. So again, we're just trying to teach you to relax. So I'm going to take a deep breath in and exhale. Inhale. I know the camera angle is not the greatest. Laura Jean is helping me out with the dog. Keeping Maisie quiet. She sees you on the floor, she wants to play. That's probably one of the hardest things is dealing with the children and the animals and finding time for yourself. But you really do have to find time for yourself. Now, I've been known to kind of sit and watch TV this way. I've actually got the Kindle against the TV, so this is actually the area I do this in. So if I didn't have children crawling on me, if a dog wasn't out and I'm just having relaxing time with my wife, I might just sit and watch TV in this position. And I'm just trying to, you know, I'm not trying to push it any farther. It was at the point where, you know, it was definitely, you know, just a challenge, but just still not terribly uncomfortable. All right, and I'm going to breathe and just settle into it. Feeling a little bit of pull in my hamstring, so I'm not going to really let it go any further for now. Okay. Again, I'm still warming up, so as I do this, I will warm up and I'll be able to go further. One of my favorite lines about limbering up is from Zombieland. It was like rule number 3, limber up. Really, Woody Harrelson's character says, I don't believe in it. He says, you ever see a lion limber up before it takes down a wildebeest? To that point, I think that if the goal is to be limber all the time, like if you need your muscles to work, you don't maybe have time to warm up. So I've always felt like being generally flexible is important to my karate training, especially, you know, when you're going to specialize in an art that is a medium to long range kicking art. Let's face it, you know, it doesn't do you any good to have to warm up for 30 minutes before you can kick at the level you need to kick if you need to defend yourself. So that's kind of why I start cold and warm myself up as I go, rather than, you know, doing like 50 jumping jacks and then stretching, because I feel like, you know, in real life I wouldn't get that kind of warm up except for maybe the stress in my body. Okay, so now I'm kind of warming up. The room is pretty warm. I'm starting to get sweaty already, just a little bit. So now I can push a little bit further. So I'm just going to put one hand in front, one hand in back, and just kind of scoot my pelvis forward. My feet pretty much stay where they are. Again, if I do this and my knees start to bend because they just won't stay straight, then I'm going to ease back off. Because again, know the warning signs. Don't work your muscles in the name of flexibility, because that's stupid. Okay. Here too, as I said before, in this position I'm also working my hips. So sometimes I may just sit here and do hip circles like that. Get a little stretch in my back too. You can reach over to one side and hold it. You know, a lot of people will count, you know, hold it for 30 seconds, whatever. if I'm in class, I'll do that because I have a time limit in class. So I will usually, watch the clock and we'll hold it for 30 or whatever. But if you're on your own time, you can go back and forth and do this for as much time as you have. Okay. So again, I'm getting that hip stretched out, getting the hamstrings. I don't know as much, like my wife would know all about the muscles and stuff like that. But like I feel like we're in my hips where the hamstring kind of attaches to my glutes. I feel a lot of tension there, lots, and up in here and up in here too. So part of that, what I'm doing here is something to kind of help that out a little bit. Okay. I might just ease it over to a different angle to get a different feel. Again, if you feel pain, stop. Okay, pain is not what you're looking for. And I'm not talking about like, like a little bit of ache is okay, but right, you should know the difference between, oh, I ripped something, and oh, that feels, like I'm getting the work. It's okay to feel pain as in the muscles working, but again, not trying to tear anything here. Okay, so I'll probably take a couple more deep breaths and ease down again. And just a little bit lower with each breath. Okay. And again, you can hold that for as long as you want. Now moving on to the bands in the back on the outside of the muscles. Here we've been stretching these ones and the hips in here. Not so much down below the knee, but just this much band here. So now I want to work on the ones behind, okay, and also my hips a little bit. So from here, you're going to take, and again, I hope I have the angle right on this, but you're going to take 1 foot over, cross it, cut the other one behind. Okay, so I'm holding this foot. What is my right knee is over top, and I'm just going to pull it in. So I'm stretching this band right here. You can pull this one here too. You just want that kind of counter tension. Posture is important too, because again, part of what I'm doing here is not just, everything's connected, right? So if you're stretching one muscle here, you're also stretching your back muscles and stuff like that. It's all connected. So try to have pretty good posture. You don't want to be slumping over. Everything should kind of be lining up right, So to that end, I can kind of twist different directions. I can hold here again. You don't want to feel pain. You just want to breathe and relax into it. Okay, now I'll take this arm and put it on the inside of my knee and twist the back. Again, I'm trying to keep my back straight. Normally I would be looking away, but I'm not sure how much you can hear if I do that. Ooh, felt a nice little pop on my vertebrae, but that felt good. As long as it feels good. If you feel a pop and pain, stop. And again, hold it for at least 30 seconds, but if you got more than 30 seconds, hold it longer. Just going to relax in. I can also again, stretching my hip and my back. lower back seems to be an issue lately as I age or whatever, or if you, like me, you have a desk job, you may find yourself sitting around a lot, so hence to stretch the lower back. So I'm going to reach toward my foot. Again, good posture, try to keep your back, straight from here, and just, and you can definitely feel it in the hip flexor there too. I find that I have to stretch my legs out more than my arms, so if you're wondering why I didn't do a whole body, most people, if you're going to pull a muscle, it's probably going to be in your leg. Not always, but the ones that give you the most issues, someone pulls a hammy or whatever. Okay, so I did that correct, but it's the same over, under, and pull. So again, pulling on my back foot, leaning in here. If you feel joint pain, stop. We're not trying to stretch these muscles that are holding your joint, your knees together, or any of those, whatever those are, tendons and ligaments, okay? We're just trying to stretch the muscles for your movement, okay? So joint pain is never good. Pride comes before destruction, so if you feel pain, don't just try to fight through it. Learn to understand what kind of pain is what you don't want. Okay. So again, I'm going to twist toward the back. Got my hand on the inside of my knee, pushing away. Again, I know the angle is not great here. Hopefully we can work some magic in editing a little bit, but and twist. You can definitely feel that in the back. And again, it's all connected, so even though we started out just talking about those hip flexors and all that, it really helps to have that back stretched out too. Okay, you can kind of shake it out. Again, you should feel relaxed at this point. You should feel warm. I'm sweating already. It's key to have a pretty warm room, but also I'm building up. I'm working my muscles. Not that I'm doing jumping jacks or anything, but I am definitely working my muscles, and there's definitely blood flow increasing, and probably my heart rate's increasing a little bit. So I'm sweating. Okay. I'm going to move toward the old classic frog stretch. So again, for this one, knees apart. It's painful on this floor of my knees, so I'm not going to push it too far. If you have a mat, you may really go a little further. So for this one, I'm just going to kind of lean forward and hang out there. And I can definitely feel that in my hip flexor, in my back, in my gluteus, whatever that is. I'm calling it a hip flexor, if that's right or not, but I'm just kind of moving it back and forth. And again, as I say, if it's not comfortable, don't do it. So I'm showing you that one. If you have a mat, it doesn't hurt your knees like it's hurting my knees, so I'm not going to continue. But if I was going to continue and I had a mat, I'd settle into it just like I did the other one. Take deep breaths and kind of relax and just let it slide out. Seems to be better that I've come up like this off my forearms. The angle's a little bit better, but it's still not great on this floor, so I'll just leave that one alone for now. Okay. And coming up, okay. Kind of started backwards in a sense. A lot of times, I might start with my hamstrings, and we'll just stretch my quads, and then I'll usually start up and then move down. But that's like if I'm doing a full class. Often like I said, if I'm just sitting in my living room, I'm hanging out those splits, doing that a lot more. If the goal is to warm up for class, then obviously you want to hit the quads and stuff like that. But again, these muscles, they do a lot of work, so I'm not saying ignore them, but because they're designed to do that work, I don't find that I ever had an issue with them. You can do as far as pain or pulling anything, you know. I can't remember the last time I pulled a quad, hamstrings maybe, but then hip circles, I want to keep my hips loose. Okay. Going the other way. Remember to breathe, don't hold your breath. Your inside will reflect your outside. So if you're holding your breath, your body's going to be stiff. So you want to just relax and breathe. And it's hard for me because I'm talking and breathing at the same time. And just to make the point that, you know, as I've been stretching, like I said, I've been warming up, so I need those extra breaths. Anyway, those are my the basic stretches that I do at home. And like I said, I feel better when I do them, so I hope that it's something that you guys can use until we're, well, for your whole life really, but especially while you're at home and maybe you have limited space to kind of go through that regimen. So again, the key is go slow. Do not pull or rip anything. If you feel pain, stop. Remember, the goal is to relax, not to sit through agony. You know, if you're a child of the 80s, you may have seen those kickboxer movies where Jean-Claude Van Damme is having his legs pulled apart by pulleys. I don't believe in that, even though, you know, Van Damme may be one of the reasons I am a kicker. I doubt very highly that's what he did to get flexible, really. Not without some serious trade-offs as far as doing horrible things to your body. So it's just better to teach it to relax and, you know, like I said, go slow. And I'm trying to figure out how to end. So I guess that's it for tonight.